Hello and welcome back to our channel. I am Nirisha from Lean Disruptor, and for today's video, we will be doing the second version of our prototyping session, where we will cover not just the basics of prototyping, but also the latest tools and technologies that you can use to make your best prototype. Now, in this video, we will cover three main topics. Firstly, we'll provide an introduction to prototyping of what it is and what it is not, and also the objectives of why you should build a prototype. Then we'll explore various web prototyping tools that are available to designers, developers, and also non-technical co-founders. And finally, we'll also delve into mobile prototyping tools that can help bring your app ideas to life. So let's get started. Now, before we dive into the tools itself, it's very crucial to understand what a prototype actually is and what it is not as well. A prototype is not really a final product, nor is it like a simple sketch that you make or even an idea. It's more like a functional, interactive representation of your product. Now, let's break down this definition that we see here. A prototype is an initial version or model of the product that you're building. This means it's an early working example of what you're trying to create. And it's created in order to test and validate a concept or a process. In other words, it allows you to see if your idea actually works in practice and not just in theory and in paper. It also serves as a reference for further development or improvement. Think of it as like, a foundation that you can build upon and refine. And now, to put it simply, a prototype is like a rough draft that you can interact with. It helps you explore and test your ideas in a more practical way before you commit on investing to the full development of your product. Now, let's discuss why you should be creating a prototype. Now, prototypes serve several important purposes in the design and development of your product. Now, they allow you to, first of all, visualize your ideas and concepts in a more tangible form that you can validate. You can also test your functionality and user experience early on in your development cycle. And from here, you can gather feedback from your stakeholders and your potential users. This also helps you identify and solve the design problems before they become costly to you. And in a way, it's also helping you, up your cost and time efficiency as well. And not just that, it helps you communicate your product vision more effectively to your team members or even your clients. And lastly, it's always good to, iterate and refine your design based on real world testing. Now, in the following session, we'll be focusing more on the tools itself. We'll explore tools that can help you achieve these objectives for both mobile and web applications. For web prototyping, we will be looking into three tools today, whereas I have four here, but we'll be looking into Canva, Wix.com, and Durable. And for mobile prototyping, we'll be looking into a non-AI version as well as an AI version. For a non-AI one, we'll be looking at Figma, which is pretty popular among designers and developers. And we'll also be looking into its AI counterpart, which would be Mockitt. So let's get started. So, to start off with web prototyping, one of the very first tools that I would like to introduce to you all, which I really, really love and use more often, is canva.com. For those of you who already know, Canva is mostly used for presentations, for designs, for mock-ups, for prototypes as well. And not very recently, but it's been quite some time that Canva also introduced the website feature. So, before moving on to the actual demo and how we do stuff with Canva, let's take an example of a demo product that we will be keeping as a reference for all of these prototypes that we build. And for today, we have a product called Voyager, where people meet your path. So let's take this product as something where you can meet other solo travelers and other groups in an app or a website, and you can plan trips together so that you don't have to wait for your friends to make your trips happen. Now, as you can already see, this is a logo that I prepared with Canva itself. Now, getting back to the website design from Canva. So you can see here, you can always search for website, or you can also see that there is a website feature here, and you can create a new website. Now, to start off, you obviously we won't go so much in detail to the design, branding of your product and everything, but let's just start with what is available and what you can customize and how you eventually publish it into your own website that can be visible to all your clients and your stakeholders. Now, because this is a travel website, the first things I will do is look for some travel inspiration and see if there's something that matches my vibe. For example, let's see, let's take this one for now. Yeah, minimum three, like 6 pages, that's good for us. Now, as you can see, every element in Canva is customizable. Obviously, we won't make the whole website here. I'm just trying to show you how you can bring this website and your designs to life. But for example, if there is some things that I would want to edit, so as I said, the app or the website that I'm trying to build for is called Voyager. And the tagline, let's say, is where people meet your path. Okay, perfect. Now, once you've had your brand name, your brand title, and everything ready, you can obviously remove these logos and let's see, let's just replace it with our own logo. Yep. So here you have it. And now let's change this to something called mm, Find a Friend. And you can customize all of this again to your own needs, to your own brand color, and so on. Now, if we just leave this to the same as it is, let's just change this to our brand color. You can change all the colors all at once, which is also one of like the good features of Canva. Now, if I don't change all of this, let's say that this is actually the website that you're intending to make. This is what your brand should be delivering to your clients, to your stakeholders. Now, the easiest thing that you could do here is obviously if you are on like either a free plan or a pro plan, what you could do is go ahead and publish the website if you're happy with it. So for now, if you go to the publish website section, wait, so before that, let's just preview how the website would look, and I'll just explain to you why I choose Canva for static websites. So as you can see, so if you realize all of the elements here, they are very static. There's nothing moving, not a lot of movement. I mean, this is obviously video, but then there's not a lot of app integrations, or you don't see something called sign up for a newsletter, or you don't see notifications popping from here and there. It's pretty much like a presentation on a website, right? So in that sense, I would choose Canva if you're just trying to deliver any kind of informational like stuff for your product. So that's fine. That's doable from Canva. But having said that, Canva also allows you some app integrations that you can do. Like for example, you can also go ahead and integrate any email integrations or even forms that you would want to submit from, for example, Typeform. All of that is possible. Now, again, having said that, it's not that flexible in terms of what you can achieve with a website. But if you're trying to make an informational website just there for presentation purposes and you want someone to, go home with a website whenever you're exhibiting your product somewhere, then I think Canva would be like a very easy solution. And if you're already comfortable with Canva, that's even better. Now, as I already showed you, this is how the preview would look like, your 6-pager website. And let's say you can also go ahead and look in terms of what it would look like for a mobile website. So that is that. Now, moving ahead, we can also go and publish this website. A very simple thing that you could do here is set a website URL. Like for example, for mine would be Voyager dot, which is not available, or like Voyager Travel, if that is available. Perfect. That is available. You have the publish settings. Again, you can change your browser tab previews, your website descriptions, and everything. And if you do not want to do that, you can also just go ahead and publish the website. Now, while this is happening, I'd also like to show you something else that I built before in Canva, just to show you what the possibilities are and how far you can go ahead. So this was something that I prepared for a class project, thevisiblecloud.com, but you can also see that it has the Canva branding. Not that you could not have it on your own domain name. Obviously, you'd have to pay a little bit to Canva for that, but that is possible. For now, this is good to go. So as you can see, some parts are still moving, but it is still a very static website. Just maybe a few links here and there are possible. And let's see. I think I also integrated a form. There's a petition in here. Obviously, I integrated a type form, which you can do with the help of Canva itself. Now, getting back to our own website, you can view the website, it is published, and as I said, this is a live website. All of your friends, anyone can view it. Now, you can share this link to your clients, to whoever would want to know about your product more. And any changes that you make to this website, you can obviously go ahead and edit the design, change something, da da da, and then publish the website again. So it will be as brand new as possible, and all of your viewers will get the new version of the website. So yeah, this is just one of the few things that Canva is really good in doing. But having said that, you can design logos, you can design your website, you have videos, promotional videos that you can do. Um, so yeah, if you're starting out, I feel like Canva would be a good option for you to just explore around, just find your brand colors. And obviously the community itself is really huge on Canva, so you better try that out first. Now that we've published a site from Canva, there's one more thing that I would want to show you guys. So here at the toolbar section, you would see something called Insights, and here is where you would want to look into time and again once you've already published your websites and once you've delivered it to your clients or your users. So it'll give you how many visits to the website you have, how many page views, the country views from where it's coming. Obviously, it's from Nepal this time. And then the devices, the traffic that you have on your website, where is it coming from? And also if you have different links on your website and how many times the links are clicked and so on. You can change the duration of all time and you can customize all of this as well. Um, so yeah, that was it for Canva and making a website with Canva. So now that we've seen how we can create and publish a website on Canva, let's take it a step further and look at Wix.com. Now, one of the key differentiators that I see with Canva and Wix is that in Canva, we saw it was a website more in terms of a presentation and in the form of a website, which was more static. You could not jump from one page to the other, and it felt more like a flow of a presentation in the form of a website. But here you can actually make different pages. You can switch from one to the other. You have more like the dashboards. You can have users managing. You have the SEO optimizations, more like what actual website construction would take you. So without further ado, let's just start by creating a new site. So for Wix, there is obviously the AI version as well as the non-AI version. You could obviously talk with AI to start what you would want, what you would not want. But for now, let's set it up without the chat and more in terms of the conventional way of doing with Wix that we've seen before. Now, uh, for example, let's say it is a technology company that we're building. Technology community is fine. Let's just see what kind of a vibe it builds. I'm also going to be surprised of what it brings up, but yeah, we'll see. Now, as you can see, there's a lot of moving things here. You'll be introduced to a lot of things like these. But yeah, let's start with what we would want to call our website. This is Voyager. Let's see. I would want to build a community as well as, yeah, that's pretty much it. I would want to build a community. Okay. So yeah, it introduces you to different Wix apps that you would want to connect. For example, you can get forms. Any person who signs up to your newsletter or any gatherings happening on Voyager, you can maybe choose forms, or even maybe some people want to publish blogs about their travel journeys and stuff. So maybe blog is also a good addition to your Wix site. So for now, let's see. Let's just move on with these things. So continue and continue to dashboard. Okay, perfect. Now here as well, you'll see a lot of things. You've uploaded your site types. You will have a custom domain name. Never mind this, but let's just go straight forward to your design of your site. As I said, we'll not move on to the AI one because I'll be introducing a separate AI design tool for you. But let's just pick a template and see what is available in the Wix community. And as Canva, you'll have a lot of, you see, a lot of templates available here. You could go ahead and search for travel. Let's see what shows up. Yeah, so perfect. Maybe this is something you can obviously view it first to see how it looks like. Um, okay, perfect. So let's just go ahead and edit this site. And as I said, every little piece is customizable. If anything, Wix gives you more customization options and also more flexibility in terms of how you manage your dashboard, how you manage your users on your site, and so on. So let's take a little bit of time. Okay, perfect. Now, because we added the Wix blog as well as the Wix forms, which are called Wix apps in terms of the website that we're making, it's adding a few of those components here. Okay, let's try out the AI feature here. Let's say it is an online community slash website to meet fellow solo travelers and travel groups and plan your trips with them. Perfect. It's a technology community, name of the site. Now let's ask the AI to generate some site text for us. I've not tried out this feature before for Wix, but I think it should work pretty well. Perfect. So here you have all of these things. Now, again, I won't go into the detail of each and every button which is showing up here, but obviously, you can just go ahead and pretty much edit everything that you see here. This, you would want to convert it to Voyager, and this, you could change it to your own, what do you call it? The logo. You have your home screen here. You can fix that a little bit. Um, hmm. And if you don't need something, you can just delete it. Yeah, this is fine, I believe. It's an online community, so pretty much the text is also generated with the direction that you provided the AI with. And yeah, I think it's pretty much what I intended the website to be for. And there is the videos that you can change. You have member stories and all of that. Now, a few other things. Let's see the pages and menu section. So there is a home section, there is the about section, there is, so this is pretty much what your app or your website is about. You have booking online, which you can obviously change it to something else where you can name it something as find your friends or something like that. And because we added the blog section, you will have the blog feature as well, where your users will be adding blogs and you can maintain that as well. Now here you can see the blog pages and you can start adding the blogs, the posts and everything here. You have the sign up and the login page where there is, because we initiated the forms app, you can set up your default forms, what your members will sign up for, and all of those things. There's a login form, there's a sign up form, and so on. So this is how you would maintain your site menu if you would want to add another page. Like, for example, what kind of page do you want to add? Is this something about the services that you provide? Is this a contact page that you provide? Okay, so you can just add your page here. And while it's adding your page, it will also be showing you the design and you can change the name and so on. So that is that. The other thing, you can add sections here as well, but let's say I do not want to add a section, that's also completely fine. You can add different elements as well, different headings. You can see a lot of detail and a lot of flexibility for each and every element. So that's pretty much similar to Canva as well, but something that's different from Canva here would be the app market that Wix provides. You can have many, many different custom app integrations, which makes your website more lively and more interactive with the user. So you have social media icons, you have, let's see, which one would be. So yeah, you have the pricing plans. For example, your product would need different pricing tiers and maybe the pro plan, the standard plan, you can integrate that as well. Um, let's see, you have QR code generations. I think this one's also available on Canva, but that's fine. For example, you have Wix comments. For any blog post you would want to integrate any Wix comments, that's also there. So as I said, in terms of apps and in terms of maintaining a dashboard for your website, Wix is more flexible in terms of that. Um, so yeah, you have how because we enabled bookings as default from the site, we have that. We have the Wix blog. You can manage your blogs just like you used to do in WordPress, for example. And yeah, so for media, obviously you can upload your own media, the logo that you have and customize and so on. Okay, so having said that, if you do want to publish this website, before that, you can obviously preview your website. So obviously, this is how it would appear on your screen. I've not really edited much of it, what was already available. You can also see how it would look in the mobile size of things. So yeah, I don't think you'd require a lot of editing here and there. Having said that, you can go ahead and publish your website. Again, just like Canva, you will be given the Wix branding here as well. For now, it is showing me whatever is there. You could also change your site name to something different. You can also integrate your own custom domain by paying a little bit of price. But yeah, you can view your site. Again, this is a site that you can view, you can share with your friends and everything. And once your site is ready, and once you think that, yeah, this is the final thing that I would like to show my clients, my investors, or my users, you can go ahead and change this domain name. So yeah, this is pretty much it about Wix, and I have skipped the AI part of things because I will go on to the next AI tool. But having said that, Wix also allows you to design your site with the help of AI, where you talk to the AI, customize each and every element, and so on. So yeah, that's it about Wix. Now we move on to the next one, which is called Durable. So, after Wix.com, the next tool that we'll be diving into is Durable.co, which is an AI assisted website development tool. So, when you go to the main homepage, you will be presented with this screen. So, we can just follow along whatever it asks us to do. So, it'll be asking you what type of a business you're building. So, here the trick is to be as descriptive as possible, although the options are more one or two words. You can go ahead and start describing your business. For me, it would be a travel um, community where travelers can plan trips with other solo travelers around the globe. So yeah, this was be how I would describe my product in one line. And we can go ahead and do next. For here, let's just select the location as Ireland. And the name of my business, as I already mentioned, it's Voyager. And you can generate the website. So here you can see it will start creating every section one piece at a time. And you can see it being generated as well. And there you go. Your website is ready in less than 30 seconds. And here you have it. So most of the sections are already filled, but having said that, you can also customize each and every section. You can go ahead and sign up with an account of your own, and there you have it. So once you're signed in, you can start editing each and everything. For example, I would want to upload a file to reflect my logo that I prepared with the help of Canva. And if that fits, it should appear here. I would want the size to be a little bit bigger so that it's visible of what the brand actually is. And you could do that similarly for the mobile size as well. So there you have it. You can also start regenerating images with the help of AI as well. Let's try that out. Um, yeah, let's just keep it at that. We wouldn't want to change that. Um, as I said, you can also start editing each and every section. You can edit the subtext. You can also ask AI to do it. You can have the images, the buttons, and so on. Now, one of the things that you might want to take care of when dealing with AI websites is while it's very convenient that the AI generates each and every piece for you and you can start editing on your own, there will be restrictions in terms of how many pages you can create in your free plan. But again, once you have the pro plan, you can go ahead with more features, more AI features, and also more pages. So for now, we can save this right here and let's move on to see how we can create a new page as well as publish the website. Okay, so now we have our website ready, at least a page of it. You can go ahead and create one more page. Let's say it is the about page that you would want to create. Mhm. And now it is creating the about page. So there you have it. You have your about section, which is not looking that great, but again, you can like style it according to what you would want. So you restyle each and every section with the help of AI and so on. So for now, I'll just save it as it is and let's move on to the publishing of the website. So now that you have the About page, you can also see the Pages section. You have two pages here, Home and About. You can go ahead and preview the website. For now, let's just leave it at this. You could also have your own professional domain if you've bought one, and you can upgrade for a professional domain plan. But for now, you can see um, the website that we just created. Most of it is AI generated. I've not really done a lot of customizations here and there. But again, you could go to the About page that you also just created, and here you have it. Now, this is just the preview part of it. If you would want to go ahead and publish this thing, you would obviously have to pay for it. But for now, even the preview link is pretty much fine when you would want to share it with your clients or your users as well, just for the prototype. So that was about Durable, which was an AI powered site that you can make. Um, so yeah, that ends our three tools that we've used for website development. The first one we use for more static websites, which is more for informational purposes. You would want to go for Canva. For the next one, which is the Wix site, it provides you with more like a professional dashboard and also other app integrations from the Wix app library. And last but not the least, if you do not have a lot of time to start building your website or even giving it time to Wix or Canva, you can also ask AI to do it with the help of Durable. And just to be sure, Durable is not the only site out there. There's also another site called Wegic, if I'm not wrong, wegic.ai. This is also a very, very intuitive tool that helps you chat with an AI to make your sections piece by piece. And you can also start chatting here. But for this video, we would leave it up to the three tools. So now moving on to your mobile prototyping tools that can help your apps come to life, we'll first start off with Figma. Now, Figma is a tool that many of you might already know that can be used for, Jamboards, whiteboards to make your slide decks, and even most importantly for mobile as well as website prototyping. Um, Having said that, the Figma community is also pretty huge. I will move into that a little bit later. But for now, we will look into how you can actually set up a project from scratch and also lead up to the preview and prototype part of it. For now, as we said, we're doing more of the mobile prototypes here, but having said that, you can also do your website prototypes just the same. For now, I will sign up, and this is the sign up screen that you would be presented with once you're logged in. The first thing you'd want to do is go directly into the new design file where you represent it with a pretty much blank screen. Now, there are a lot of tools here. For now, the objective is to make at least two screens and see how the prototype would look up when you share a link to your users or your investors or whoever it is. So I'll keep it as minimalistic as possible. Let's not focus too much on the design or the branding part of it. If anything, the design might be like the worst. But for now, let's just go ahead and start by creating a screen first. Now, there'll be different tools here. The first tool that you would want to see is the frame tool. You would want to set a frame for your design. So once you click on the frame, you can see that there are a lot of frames that you would be having here. For now, I'll just go ahead with the iPhone 14 screen, and there you have it, the first screen for your prototype. Now, before even moving on to the design parts of it, there are two things that you might want to consider looking at, apart from all of these different tools that you see here, which you might be needing later in the process, but two important things. The first thing is this design tab here and then the prototype tab here. The prototype tab will be used later when you're ready with your designs and you would want to start connecting things, that is reaching from one screen to the other. But for now, we'll first prepare a basic design. Now, let's just say you would want to create like a sign up screen. Um, you have, let's say, a rectangle. Let's say this is the sign up form. Now, forgive me, I'm not the best designer. If anything, I'm the worst designer. But here you have it. You can name it as the sign up form. Okay. The next thing you'd want to do is go ahead and make another rectangle, which would be of a different color. You can fill it with something else, a little bit of a contrast. Um, for now, let's just keep it at this one. Okay, perfect. Now you could also copy and paste this tool, Control V, Control C, and then you can duplicate it for your password. And the next thing you would want to do is again duplicate this very thing for a button that you would want to create, which says sign up. Now, the thing that you would want to do is add a text here, which says maybe enter your email. And you can also increase the font size to something a little bit bigger. You can change the positioning of your text, and again, copy and paste. You have two things. Now you can see it's hidden, right? So this is the one that's getting selected. For this, I will change it to enter your password. But now, because it is inside this rectangle, you would want to get it up here so that it is visible. Now, there are a lot of technical details that I would not be going in depth for this tutorial, but there are certain things that you would want to keep your elements in a proper format, and you'd find a lot of tutorials in doing that as well. For now, I will change it to enter your password, and then do that thing again, the Control C, Control V, and put this thing here. And as you already see, this is also outside this other rectangle. So to make it visible, you can keep it outside, and then you can just go for sign up. Now, there is a lot of back-end details to it, but as I said, it's not the actual product. You do not really need to code anything for your prototype. You just need to see which screen or which interface lands to which interface, the next part. So now that you have this screen here, this is the first screen of your app that you're making. Let's say that the app is called Voyager again. So I will name my app Voyager. Perfect. Now you can also center it, which obviously Figma provides you with the directions too. Now this is your first screen, the simplest screen that you can make, not the best design, but we'll stick to this one. Now for the next screen, what you would want to do is, again, maybe you could also just copy this and paste the screen here. You'd get the exact same size and then you can start editing. But for now, what I would do is I would remove all of these things and I will just once you've signed up, I would want a screen to appear which says, find your travel buddy. Perfect. Now you've centered this, you can select both of this and you can center it at the top. And here you have it. So once you click sign up, you would want to show this screen to your users, and that is how you would give them the feel of what's actually happening in your product. So without further ado, I would want to shift to the prototype part of it because this is where things get a little bit interesting. Now these are just static screens, but because you would want these screens to, interact with the users, go ahead to the prototype section. And then once you are headed to the prototype section, you would notice that each and every element that you have here, they are attached with a single dot, a circular element here. So this is basically telling Figma to attach different elements so that when you interact with a certain element, you will be navigated to the other screen. So for now, as I said, the simple thing that I would want my app to do is whenever the user clicks on this button, this pink sign up button, I would want it to land up in the second screen. So here I would shift it to the second screen. And that is perfect. Navigate to this, and on tap. Exactly, that is what I want the thing to do. You also have other different options, but for now, I would want the on tap function to work. So there you have it. You have your first screen transition. Now, the best part about this is you can start seeing how it looks like in your preview. So you have a small play button here. You can go ahead and present it to just see how your product feels. It'll obviously open in a new tab. And this is just two screens, remember. This is the first screen that you have for your product. And according to the prototype that I developed, if I do click on this button right here, it will go on to the next screen. And as I said, you would probably want to copy and paste the screen, copy and paste the screen. You would have multiple screens. And once you're in the prototype mode, you can start, for example, going to this screen. Maybe you would also want this, for example, when you press on this text, you would want it to land in the home screen. So back and forth, you can do a lot of things. So as I said, you can share your prototype, you can see who can see it, you can copy your link, share it with your users, and so on. Now, that was about Figma. But this is not the best part, I would say. As I've already said, Figma has a really huge community where people have happily made their designs and their prototypes available, so that if you were not a designer who is like, who does not have so much of the basics in mind and who would want to have rather a boilerplate template that you can start off with, you can go ahead and see this button right here, which is the Explore community part. So here you can go ahead and see the different design resources that they have made available. And then you can go ahead for mobile apps. And since I'm trying to make something related to travel again, I would go ahead and search for a travel community app or something like that. Let's see what it gives me. So you can see there are all the paid features. Let's go for the free features, the free resources that are available here. Um, let's see. We would want, let's see. Yeah, I think this is pretty good. Wonder, which is find your travel companion. So when you do enter this, you can directly open it in Figma, which opens this particular file package into your own profile. Now, having said that, because this was a free option, you can start customizing on your own. Again, there's a lot of things that you can delve into, but the things that you are interested in is probably the prototypes part. Let's see. Perfect. So these are all the prototypes. If you go ahead and just go on the prototyping part, the preview part of it, you'll probably see whatever they've made available. So you can get started, you can embark on your journey, next. Let's see. This is how you can create a seamless experience to show your users what your product would feel like. So you can add a trip and all of that. So, okay, back to your drawing board. So, as I said, the creators have happily made it available, but now you can start customizing. So, this is the screens that we just saw. You can start customizing each and every, let's say, the text that you have, the logo that you have. Now, this might take a little bit of time in figuring out which frame and which layer are you dealing with, but with time you will get used to it. And once you're ready with your final prototype, once you've customized it for your own product, you can go ahead and again go to the preview mode and start sharing the screens. So yeah, that's it about Figma. Just a little bit of introduction on how you can start creating your own screens. You can take inspiration from other creators on the community. And also, if you're not so much of a pro on Figma, you can always start with a creator provided template and you can start editing for your own needs. Now, this was more of a manual process to start making your prototypes. And having said that, I also believe that Figma came out with its own Figma AI, which is, I think, in the beta version while as I speak, but you can also go ahead and test that out. But for now, we'll be moving on to a very fun AI tool and AI alternative that you can use for making these exact same mobile prototypes. Okay, so now that we have checked out Figma and how it can help you for your mobile prototyping, we'll be looking at another tool which is called Mockitt AI, which is an AI-powered prototype generation tool, especially for your mobile as well as website prototypes. So once you sign up, you'll be presented with this screen, and let's go ahead and create our first prototype. This one is fine for iPhone 14. That is that. So in terms of the UI of the whole website, it pretty much seems like Figma, where you have the play button, you can share your designs, you can go ahead and start adding elements and so on. But for now, we are more interested in the AI part of things because maybe we're lazy sometimes and we would want to go ahead and have a design that understands our prompts. So you go ahead on this AI part of things and you have a proto generator. And here you would be giving the example of your app. So mine is a travel community app where travelers can plan trips with other travelers around the world. So this is how I would describe my app, and I would hit enter and let's see what it generates for us. So there you have it. You can see it's pretty much all over the place, but still you can see how um, all the things are already generated. You have the explore page where you can see your popular destinations. You can start editing each and every element according to your wish. You have the profile page and so on. So the other thing that you would want to notice here is the play button that you just saw. It's pretty much the preview page that you can see. So this is the iPhone 14 screen. You have the explore page. This is the art page one. You go on to the plan part, you go to the profile part. These are all like clickable buttons. It will show you how the progression happens when you click into different buttons. So this is the artboard, the first artboard. There is artboard number 2 as well, which you can start creating. But as I said, because it is an AI tool, you will have restrictions to how many, like, pages or artboards you can create. So back to the edit version of it. You can go back to the edit version and there you have it. This is the first one. So create another artboard. You can just copy and paste the artboard. And again, here it is named as style, which is the design part of Figma. And then the event is more like the prototype, where you would want your app to go different places. So on tap, you would have to select that. Let's see. Uh, when you do select this one, you would have add an event on tap, on action, go to the artboard number, go to artboard, and I would select go to artboard 2. So this would, when you click on this particular image, it will lead you to artboard 2. And yeah, then you can switch off your transition, you can have the magic move, and all of those fancy things that you would want to do. For now, let's just go to the L drawer, and that is that. Perfect. Now, what you would want to do is go ahead and go remember where you added the transition for, and you can see the preview again. So as I said, your main one is in artboard 1, and you have the design that was previously there. And when you click on this one, it will go on to the artboard number 2, which is a bit wobbly here, but we'll just leave it to that. But as I said, here you will have a little bit of flexibility of how you generate a prototype when you describe your prototype here. And obviously, you will have limits to the pages that you can create, but as long as you know how to use the limited pages very well, it will still be a good alternative to to Figma that you initially used. So, as I said previously, this would not be the only AI alternative available out there. There will still be other tools that you can have. But yeah, this is a pretty handy tool if you are running out of time and you would want something generated and you're not finding the perfect template from your Figma community or even the Mockitt community. So after completing all of these tools for web as well as mobile prototypes, there's one more bonus tool that I would want to introduce you to, which is called Mobbin.com. Now, this would probably be more useful for designers who are actually trying to, reach the best possible designs, the best possible industry practices that other apps and websites or products are following. So this is a good enough database for all of these screens that you can see. So you can join for free and you can sign up. So once you sign up to Mobbin.com, you can have a look at all of these different screenshots from different pages of different products that you've used in your day-to-day life. You can search for, now there are different things that you can do here. For example, I'm moving more towards travel and transportation. And so these are the screen examples that I see that I can go ahead and replicate it on Figma by looking at these designs. You can also go ahead and look just for the screens, for particular screens like subscription or my accountant profile. You'll see many design inspirations here. Apart from that, you'll also have design inspirations for specific UI elements. For example, I would want a progress indicator. How are the other products doing? So yeah, you have the Duolingo ones, you have some Uber, you have, let's see, you have Yahoo News. So this is how you can start looking at what other products are following in terms of best design practices, and you can try to replicate it in your own Figma project or even your Mockitt project. So you can have different filters here. You would want it to be for the trending ones, maybe. That is there. For example, you would want it for Android. These are for iOS. You have it for Android. And not just that, you'd also find some web tools as well. So for web, you have progress indicators, you have tables, how have other products presented their tables. So I believe that when you're starting out and you're pretty much lost in terms of like what screens do you need, or for example, if you know already what screens do you need, you're pretty much confused about the elements, the design of elements, and how to portray it in a very, in a very industry professional way, you can head over to Mobbin.com and take your inspiration from there as well. So that is it for the prototyping session version 2. I hope we were able to cover some recent tools and techniques that you can use to make your best prototype out there and also use AI to, leverage this process even better. So stay tuned for more videos, and until then, have a good time prototyping.